Hey, I want to thank the people at Vloggerheads, the other Vloggerheads there, for commenting on my previous video regarding the importance of listening when a person is talking about race, regardless of color. In my case, the situation I experience is that if the person is white and I talk about a situation that boils down to me being treated in a way that I say is racist, at times that person will try to explain away what happened or not listen. And that varies with age. The older the person is, the more likely they are to try to, frankly speaking, explain away what I saw. That happened at the Consumer Electronics Show last week. Actually now 2 weeks ago, since this is Sunday now, in Las Vegas at the Fiat Chrysler booth, in a example that I both made a video about and wrote about later. But back to my main point, not to get into that. The problem is that, well, if I'm talking with someone who's black, or if I just get into a situation where, say, I'm getting into an Uber and the driver in this case was black, and he proceeded to immediately tell me about how bad things were for us. Or at the Raiders press conference when someone black said, "Oh, this is dangerous." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Oh, all of us together, that's not illegal." And I said, "Of course it's legal. What are you talking about?" It's this consistent idea driven home again and again and again. That was twice in one day, that for us as African Americans, things are bad, which I don't believe. But more sinisterly, there's no follow-up with an idea of how to make things better, right? It's just, "Oh, woe is me. Oh, things are so bad." And then if I say, "No, that's not the case," they're surprised. "Oh my God, what are you talking about?" On the other hand, someone white will say, "Oh, you're playing the race card," which is another way of stopping conversation altogether. So the end result is that blacks will talk about race problems only with blacks, and except me. Then there's me. I'll talk about race problems with anyone, and I don't care if you don't want to listen. As far as I'm concerned, if you're an American citizen, you should not only be able to listen to this, you should be empathic, because it's that dynamic that will improve our country. But if you're not, then in my estimation of how America is supposed to work, you're not American. I'll just say that bluntly, right to you, you're not American. American citizens, regardless of color, should be able to talk about race, period. It shouldn't be cordoned off by race. And I might add that some of the people that use the term race card and don't want to listen, who are white, are the same ones who will say, and rightfully so, "Hey, a woman should have her voice when talking about discrimination issues." Absolutely, totally. But then don't deny me my voice for explaining a situation and how it happened and saying, "Hey, look, that was racist." You see what I'm getting at? So all it takes is just what I said in the first video. Listening, stopping and listening, and reacting with empathy. Asking a question related to what that person said. That's all you have to do. That's all we have to do. And I was going to say myself included, but I'm going to give myself credit. I do this. It's on my mind a lot because of the fact that I'm in media and the fact that I am a chronicler of sorts of the condition today via my videos. Okay? So, and I also say this. Among young white people, to put it bluntly, the condition is much, much, much better. I mean, it really is. And when I say young, I mean below the age of 35, okay? I am really happy with the progress our country has taken, and it's reflected in that group, that generation. Bravo. I mean, of course, it's not perfect, and you will say, what do you mean I know so-and-so? I get it, okay? But more often than not, hey, in the case of, again, the Fiat Chrysler example that I used earlier at CES, the sane voice among the group that was talking to me was this woman, young, white, who was maybe 23 or 25. And I said to the older person, you know what? This person should set your policy for how to work with people at events. She gets it. I told her she should run for office one day. And I didn't mean that as a pejorative. I meant that she has an empathy that comes out. It governs how she conducts herself with people. She listens. She gets it. She doesn't make you feel less than for trying to tell your story if you feel that you've been wronged. And in that case, I felt I was wronged. So again, I hope that gives a better Weltanschauung or thought framework from which I presented my first video.